Hello, my name is Lachlan Wallace and I'm the General Manager at Hillgrove Resources Kanmantoo Copper Mine located 55 kilometres southeast of Adelaide between Mount Barker and Murray Bridge. This presentation regarding the regional master plan that the communities surrounding the Kanmantoo mine have developed in conjunction with Hillgrove Resources supports the written submission for the 2018 Premier's Awards in Energy and Mining in the category Excellence in Working with Communities. Hillgrove Resources is an Australian mining company listed on the ASX focused on its flagship Kanmantoo copper mine and associated regional exploration targets. Hillgrove is also developing a 250 megawatt pumped hydro energy storage facility as post-mine use option at Kanmantoo, providing a much needed energy storage solution to South Australia's power network. Mining is a key aspect of the South Australian economy. Yet, social acceptance of such projects is an increasingly debated and politically charged topic which, if not managed proactively, threatens the viability of the industry to the detriment of all South Australians. Witness the recent fracking moratorium in the state's southeast and the current calls by the agricultural industry for right of veto and a 3 times uplift. The residents around the Kanmantoo mine have borne witness to mine closures in decades past, which are far from adequate, including the previous closure of the Kanmantoo mine in the 1970s, which could be characterised by just planting a few trees, and the closure of the nearby Brakunga pyrite mine, which generates a steady stream of acid mine drainage. Both of these examples of environmental and social harm provide perfect ammunition for the well-organised and vocal anti-mining action groups calling for tighter restrictions in the proposed revision of the Mining Act. It is in this context that Hillgrove Resources and the local communities of Callington and Kanmantoo are seeking to flip the script on this narrative by establishing a regional master plan which delivers positive long-term benefit to the community that hosts the Kanmantoo copper mine over and above the regulated closure requirements. The vision is that this process will be held up as a model for mining companies across Australia to positively engage with their host communities for the collective betterment of regions, which in turn assists the mining industry gain broader social acceptance and provides government with positive examples to hold up to balance arguments made by the vocal anti-mining action groups. So what is the master plan and how did it come about? Well, the master plan has been developed by the Kanmantoo Callington Community Consultative Committee, or K4C, over 4 years. It incorporates input gathered from the broader community at various forums, including the Callington Show, the K4C public meetings and community surveys. Over 100 different projects have been identified, ranked according to ease of implementation on one axis, taking into account costs, timelines, regulatory hurdles and complexity, and on the other axis, the benefit to the community, with the priority being on the low-hanging fruit, that is, those projects which are relatively easy to implement and provide the most benefit to the community. The projects can be broadly distilled into 4 pillars: heritage, environment, economic development, and arts and culture. The master plan brings these together in a cohesive narrative that represents the broader community's long-term regional development aspirations. It is important to understand that the master plan is not a pot of money provided by a mining company in an attempt to win over the local community, but a community-led process supported by Hillgrove, which is designed to build community capability in the areas of Callington and Kanmantoo for a future after mining. By design, Hillgrove's financial assistance is limited to helping the community groups develop their own projects which meet the objectives of the master plan to a point that they can successfully raise their own funds. This building of capability ensures that the master plan endures well beyond the presence of mining at Kanmantoo and also promotes this model for other mining companies with modest budgets for community projects to still deliver meaningful benefit for the communities. Through this process, the master plan has assisted in raising over $750,000 in the past 12 months towards various projects including a recreation facility, war memorial and community hall upgrade, with Hillgrove's direct expenditure outlay less than a tenth of this amount. The master plan identifies a multitude of additional projects of various scale and capital intensity over the next 20 years to enhance the area in a cohesive manner with a fundraising strategy outlined. The benefits of such projects to the local community is obvious. However, the indirect benefit to Hillgrove, the broader mining industry and the state government by promoting the regional benefits of hosting mining operations, which leads to wider social acceptance, are arguably far greater, even if they are less tangible. So how did it come about? The origin and development of the master plan is important to understand as it is central to the community ownership, which is necessary to ensure the master plan endures beyond Hillgrove's presence in the region. In 2014, Hillgrove sought a mine life extension. Naturally, the community were anxious as to the impact that this may have, which resulted in extensive consultation. It was during this deeper engagement that opportunities were identified to modify the mine's closure and completion plan to improve community outcomes while still meeting all regulatory requirements and not increasing the cost of closure. These initially focused on a revegetation plan with a clear desire from the community to orientate the vegetation program to create large green corridors which linked remnant vegetation beyond the mining lease with the work that was being done on lease and the surrounding Hillgrove properties. Hillgrove agreed and amended the closure plan, and with this, the first seeds of the master plan were planted. This led then to discussions about post-site uses, which may provide opportunities for local economic development, making use of the existing water supply and electrical infrastructure that would otherwise be removed post-mining, and then before evolving further to consider the longer-term aspirations of the region beyond the mine. At this point, the project ideas began rolling in thick and fast, and it was clear that a framework needed to be developed to ensure that the area grew in a controlled and planned manner, and the projects not only interlinked with one another, but were connected through a visual narrative which captured the critical elements unique to the region, including the fauna, flora, indigenous and colonial heritage, and they were pulled together in such a way that spurred economic development but retained and enhanced the culture and identity. This was the birth of the master plan. By way of example, we have developed a banner for the Cullington show at the end of October in 2018 to showcase one of the proposals in the master plan. This is an excerpt from it. It is essentially the development of a tourist and education trail that runs from Kanmantoo to Cullington and takes in a number of the proposed projects, including the Kungatuko walk through Kanmantoo. This is walking through outdoor sculptures which tell the story of the regional history from the traditional owners to colonial settlement and now to present day. The War Memorial in Kanmantoo. A lookout over the existing pit, which will be over 350 metres deep on its conclusion in the middle of 2019, and then reflections on the historic activities at the nearby Paringa mine. Then leading to recreation trails through over 200 hectares of native vegetation as part of the mine's SEB offset, as well as breathing life back into the numerous architectural sites which pepper the trail using steel structures that provide a sense of scale and layout of what used to be. And all winding up for a meal and well-earned drink at the new recreation centre. The proposal is enhanced by establishing lesson plans that follow the trail across a broad range of topics, including history, environmental management, and economics. And they're proposed to be aimed at different age groups to encourage visits from the many schools in the nearby populace of Adelaide. This provides yet another opportunity to promote the positive benefits of mining to the next generation. Today, I'm presenting as a representative of the mining company. But really, the application for the Premier's Award is made on behalf of the community and in particular the K4C. They have been the heavy lifters in this process. Company resources dedicated to the master plan are scant by design, encouraging greater community capability building. The K4C consists of dedicated community members canvassing the community to develop a widely supported regional identity and master plan objectives against which proposed projects are assessed and prioritised. The K4C has adopted the terms of reference developed for the Mines Consultative Committee as a framework and now operates outside of the formal community consultation process, enabling the working party to continue unabated after the mine closes and regulated community consultation reduces. This independence and community capability is important as the Kanmantoo mine plan concludes in 2020. In order to ensure the continued success of the master plan process into the future, a number of strategies have been put in place. We've established a collaboration between the K4C and the University of South Australia's MAT Studio to assist concept development. This is mutually beneficial as students get exposure to real-world projects under the tutelage of industry experts, including architects and designers, and the K4C is able to utilise the output towards grant submissions, providing the necessary designs and cost estimates that may otherwise be cost prohibitive for a community group. We've also engaged Maywald Consultants, run by former Minister, the Honourable Carleen Maywald, and her husband Dean, a former Loxton Waikerie Council Mayor, to integrate the master plan with the existing government planning, the Regional Development Authority and Council Development Plans, such that it continues to receive financial and administrative support even when Hillgrove is no longer operating in the area. Through an innovative approach that encourages community ownership and facilitates community capability building, Hillgrove are assisting the community to reach the desired outcome on their own, both now and in the future, and in the process leveraging multiples in terms of return community benefit for the related expenditure. However, this is only part of the benefit. In a politically charged environment where vocal and organised action groups can stop new projects, the ability to demonstrate significant community benefit as a direct result of a mining project is invaluable. Positive community outlook on mining directly benefit Hillgrove as a junior miner planning to develop the southeast of South Australia as Australia's newest copper porphyry province, and also benefits the broader Australian economy that would benefit from Hillgrove's success and that of other miners continuing to develop projects in the state. The issue of social licence is not limited to South Australia. It impacts resources companies all over Australia. The process undertaken by Hillgrove illustrates that resource companies with modest budgets can work with communities to realise tangible gain, which assists in promoting the community goodwill necessary for the industry to thrive into the future. This process provides a blueprint for companies wishing to enhance community relations. And through media, including government-sponsored publicity such as the I Choose SA campaign, for which I'm a proud ambassador, Hillgrove has started telling this story to increase awareness in the resource sector and encourage others to follow suit. Recognition through the Premier's Award would go a long way to enhancing the profile and credibility of this innovative approach, and I thank you for your consideration.